So what is the goal of this game, Drew? What are you trying to accomplish here with Sonic the Hedgehog?
You're trying to get to the end of the level, home dog.
Okay, but what are you trying to do?
You're trying to get to the end of the level.
But
Are you trying to get philosophical with Sonic?
I mean, you could.
I can absolutely go into Sonic.
Ken Penders?
Oh my gosh, we're gonna go on a Ken Penders tangent because I could talk about that all day.
Yeah, you cut out that one time you started talking about it when we were playing Sonic 06.
Oh, did I really?
So we didn't get like we had to cut back in when you started talking about Scourge.
Right. So I grew up I was obsessed with the character of Sonic more than I was obsessed with the games for a while. And this is how I do this boss. This is just the easy way to do it.
that's how I think that's how I beat him too. I don't know how you're supposed to actually beat him.
I don't know.
Just wait for him to do that.
Just like probably, but I will not ever do that. Anyway, so I was really into just consuming all of the Sonic media that I could, so like the shows and the comics. And right when I was kind of getting into the comics was during kind of one of the highest points of the Archie series, going into like the early 200 issues. I would read a bunch of these Sonic Archives collections that was pretty much just like a huge collection of the old Sonic comics. And the main writer on those comics was a guy named Ken Penders. Ken Penders is a legend. Fucking weirdo. He is so weird.
He is fucking great.
If you
follow him on Twitter,
whoever edits this video, I don't know which one of us will do it, but one of us just needs to put a picture of Ken Penders on the screen, because when you look at him, you
put
go,
his last 10 tweets up on screen right now.
Oh my gosh, get the video demonetized. He just, when you look at him and you have the context, like, oh, this is the guy that wrote Sonic for like decades, you go, oh yeah, absolutely, this is the guy that would write Sonic for decades. He's such a fucking weirdo. He made so many like OCs for the character, and he would have like weird like sexual innuendos for like these like Sonic characters made for kids.
To be fair, they were kind of asking for it.
I guess, but
you see the way they were dressed. Come on.
That's another thing. Why were all these characters dressed like that? This was like a comic supposed to be like marketed towards like kids and stuff. Long story short, Ken Penders spends a long time writing these comics, and during his run, he comes up with a bunch of like original characters.
So you mentioned the gene bombs and the echidna people last time.
So in Sonic's world,
I'm kind of interested. Did they ever go into detail about the gene bomb? What is that like?
They, not that I like remember, at least not from like what I read. I didn't read like every single issue. They were pretty much just like, oh, funny alien technology. It's pretty funny and alien, right? And they can totally do that. But they did go into more detail about the actual aliens. In like the early Sonic cartoons, and even in the early Sonic comics, if you notice, all of the Chaos Emeralds are always green, right? That's because in the early Sonic Archie universe, there were just like thousands of Chaos Emeralds just like scattered throughout the world, but all of them were green. But later on in the series, in the early hundreds,
green Chaos Emerald?
Where's that damn green Chaos Emerald? But later on, Sonic like visits the aliens that like nuked the planet, and on their planet, all of the Chaos Emeralds are blue. And then on a different planet, all of the Chaos Emeralds are red.
What?
And then at one point, I don't even remember why it happens. I'll try to look it up. Something happens so that all of the Chaos Emeralds throughout the universe come together and are like, and then form the 7 Chaos Emeralds that we know of now in like their each distinct color. And so there wasn't always 7 Chaos Emeralds. There was like potentially millions of them. And then they all came together and became 7 Chaos Emeralds like during Sonic's lifetime. It's a lot.
He was destined. He was chosen.
Right, but anyway, the original story I was getting at was so Ken Penders comes up with something called the Dark Legion, which is like it's like,
that's a good name.
Yeah, it's like funny echidnas, and they're scary and bad because like Knuckles like thinks he's the only echidna, but then they're like, oh, you're not the only echidna. Bar 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 bar. And Sega releases Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood, which is an RPG made for the DS by BioWare.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So
forgot about that.
I still really kind of like that game, even though it gets a lot of hate. But anyway, in that game, the story is all about Knuckles finding other echidnas on like a different, like in a different dimension. And Ken Penders gets really pissed and tries to sue Sega because he thinks that they stole his original character, his OCs. And,
that's my canon.
Yeah. And so, long story short, he doesn't win, and he's still pissed about it to this day. And he loses his job, and now Ian Flynn has been writing the comics for, like, well over a decade.
And Ian Flynn is actually, like, a good boy, right?
Yeah, he's a good boy. It's apparently confirmed that he's going to be helping write on Sonic Frontiers.
Yes.
So that's pretty lit. But it's just crazy. Ken Penders is such an odd guy. And he's still pissed about it, like, to this day. It's been so long. He's not. But now, you need to look up, if you have your phone on, you need to go to Ken Penders' Twitter. Okay. Have you been to it recently?
I have not.
Oh my gosh. So he had a character called Laura Sue.
Okay.
And she is Knuckles' daughter from 25 years in the future.
Okay.
And it's one of the OCs that I guess he's like the most proud of. Because he like redesigned the character. It looks awful. It looks like some gross alien. And he redesigned it so that he can make comics about her and like expand on the lore and the character without like infringing on Sega's copyright. And it looks disgusting. If you go to the Ken Penders Twitter, it's like it should be pinned as like the most recent tweet because he tweets about it pretty frequently.
Oh my god. He tweeted like 20 times about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. That's all I can see.
Yeah, I guess there's that too.
He went on a fucking rampage about that. Oh wait, here we go.
Yeah, if you can find it, it's something, man.
With all the new visitors from my ancestral homeland stopping by, I thought this might be of interest, as all the contents of the Lara Sue Chronicles app. What?
Yeah. Apparently there's an app. Apparently. I haven't visited it, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Why does she have, like...
I don't know.
Why does she have hair like that?
Because it's supposed to, like, resemble, like, the echidnas from Sonic, but also not be the echidnas from Sonic.
She's like punk echidna.
Yeah, and
She's
it looks
cool.
awful.
Wow.
And, like, in the comments, some people are like, man, this looks like shit. And then he's like, clearly you have no taste. Like, he's so pretentious about his shit. Like, dude, you wrote the Sonic comics, and you didn't do a good job. I don't understand.
He literally was responsible for all Sonic canon for so long.
Yeah, like
I'd probably have an ego if I had that for that long.
I guess, but like it wasn't good. It was like the main reason Sonic like got made fun of was his canon.
That's true.
Even I was like, ugh, like reading some of the comics as a kid, and I was obsessed with Sonic.
I think one of the weirdest like Ken Penders comics I ever read was the one where Mary Lee Walsh shows up and he actually has an OC in that universe. It's like him. Ken.
Oh my gosh!
And,
actually,
yeah, Mary Lee Walsh shows up and she's like, "I'm gonna kidnap you, and you're not allowed to go further in life because I'm the principal of your high school." Actually, mwahaha.
Oh my gosh! Wait, was it? What kind of comic was this? Was this a Sonic comic?
And then Sonichu has to rescue Ken Penders.
Are you making this up?
No. Well, okay. So this wasn't from the Sonic comic. I lied about that.
Uh-huh.
But that is a Sonichu comic.
Oh my gosh.
We touched upon Sonichu, but I feel like the Sonichu comics are... It's kind of funny because they're kind of like comparatively crazy.
Really?
With Ken Penders. Not exactly like crazier. They're just about as crazy.
You gotta give me a synopsis. I'm honestly not super familiar with the Sonichu comic.
Okay, so here's the Sonichu comic... It starts off as there's Chris, of course. Chris, the writer of the comic.
Yeah.
And
come on, you fucking idiot.
There's Sonichu, who is an electric type. He's the electric hedgehog type Pokemon. And Chris captures Sonichu.
Yeah.
And he says, "Go, Sonichu, zap to the extreme." And he's like, "I will, father." And so he goes on adventures, and
I'm sure he does.
And they established early on that Sonichu has a girlfriend named Rose Chu, who's pretty blatantly just Amy Rose.
I did not pick up on that.
With a Pokemon tail.
Oh my gosh.
Like, at least Sonichu is like, it's like Sonic, but he's like colored like Pikachu, and he has like a Pikachu. Like,
sure.
He's not the most original thing in the world or anything, but at least there's like a design there. And
right.
This is just like literally just Amy Rose.
The incredible imagination of Sonichu can only go so far.
No, Chris. The thing about Chris Chan is he has imagination. Like, he's actually... Dude, this took me so off guard the first time, and that still took me off guard this time. I was like, holy sh...
It's a really goofy
It's like, you're playing Puyo Puyo now.
This apparently was a big turnoff for a lot of people.
I loved it. I was like, wow, this is cool.
I thought it was a really cool fan service-y thing.